Alright, guys, so welcome back. It's another edition and the continuation of major world civilizations, particularly the Egyptian civilization. Like I have said, it will be coming in phases, and the previous video talked about the hieroglyphs and papyrus to which the ancient Egyptians used in writing. And now we're done with the hieroglyphs and papyrus, and today is another day to talk about the powerful pharaohs of Egypt. The rulers of Egypt are known as pharaohs. Just like in Russia, we have the Caesar of Russia. In UK, we have the in Russia we have the Caesar, or in UK we have the Queen or the King, and even down in Nigeria we have the Emir, the Sultan, the Igwe, and whichever way title that is attached to each tradition now rulers, and the general overseer ruler of the ancient Egypt then was known as Pharaoh. So going forward, the powerful pharaohs of Egypt, the Egyptian rulers were religious as well as government leaders. The kings were known as pharaohs. Just like I've said earlier, the pharaohs were not just kings, but they were also priests. The Mesopotamian kings who were representative of the gods, of the gods. The kings that were still representative of the Egyptian gods. Egyptian pharaohs were considered as gods, and Egyptians also believed that the pharaohs were the link between heaven and earth. They were the chief priests, lawmakers, and the army commanders of the kingdoms. They gave orders to the governors, the judges, the tax collectors, and soldiers. They made treaties with foreign rulers and controlled trade with other countries. These are many more other things that the the leaders and the pharaohs of Egypt does. Then the pharaohs had total control over the lives of his people. He owned all the land and waters. The Egyptian believed that the king controlled everything that happened on earth, including both people and nature. The rise and fall of the river were attributed to him. The Egyptian believed that even after death, the pharaohs continued to rule, and that was why they therefore built great pyramids and tombs for them. The tombs were to be their homes forever, so they had to be built from materials that would last. Building a pyramid was a tremendous effort, and together thousands of people worked for years to construct one. With the power, respect, and authority conferred on Egyptian rulers, Egyptian leaders known as pharaohs by Egyptians, then they were put in highly exalted position, so much that they were even being equated as god and deities, and they lord over every other thing, including man and nature, just like the ancient Egyptians presumed or assumed them to be. The ancient Egyptians thought about death all the time. Actually, they believed that life after death was much the same as life on earth. They believed that in the life hereafter, people still happily enjoyed and did most of the things they had done in real life. To this end, and because pharaohs were considered as God, the passage to the afterlife was assured. This is because they have whatever it takes to have the passage to the afterlife. The Egyptians, as can be portrayed in the movie The Gods of Egypt, to say that to make sure your passage into the afterlife after being ushered into the afterlife by the god of afterlife Anubis, there must be something you will pass, that you will present at the gate, wherever it is, depending on the magnitude of whatever it is you are holding. That will determine if you are going to the right or to the left. So being a pharaoh, there is no thought or doubt that the pharaoh will be going to the left, because of course whatever it is to make his passage into the afterlife very easy, as presumed by Egyptians, then is very, very much intact, be it material things or name it, whatever you can think of, because the Egyptians were always being buried with treasures, gold, silvers, ornaments, whatever you can think of, name it. So the passage to the afterlife was assured, so that they may be comfortable. The tombs were treasure houses. Everything the pharaoh had on earth and enjoyed were placed in the tomb, which include food, clothing, jewelry, furniture, beautiful artwork, slaves, women, etc. etc. They believe, the ancient Egyptians believe, and doing this is to make the easy passage of the God, the God and the most revered being, the creature, which is the Pharaoh, the easy passage into the eternal afterlife, being ushered in by Anubis, the god of afterlife. This will be for now on the powerful Egyptian pharaohs. I'll still revisit the topic again going forward, but